Okay, so for right now, I'm just kind of gonna talk about what each of the features are. So down here I had beans, but as you can tell, the flour actually kind of fell through to it. And so the beans are acting as our oceanic crust. The flour that I use, the all-purpose unbleached flour, is our continental crust. And then right here we have the sediments above on the shelf and the slope. So this is our continental margin right here. And then we also have a continental margin over here as well, and that also has our sediments and then our slope. The yellow is going to be our abyssal, I think I'm saying that right, plains. So basically what's in between all of these things. And then we have an ocean trench right here. And what I used for the products, like I said, I used some pinto beans, and this is flour, and then the rest is all Play-Doh. And then I just got some Sharpie and marked the container that I'm using. Hello everyone. So that was my project and my diagram right here, my diagram right here. Some things that I wanted to touch base on and actually kind of explain a little bit about things. So we said that we have the continental shelves right here. So we have the West Coast continental shelf and the East Coast. The West Coast tends to be the active margin, and the East Coast tends to be the passive margin. So in the active, we're gonna have subductions, and we're also gonna have some volcano activity. And then in the passive, it's gonna be adjacent to where the seafloor spreading occurs. Another thing that I noticed, the ocean trenches, ways to develop ocean trenches is basically whenever two plates start to collide. Once they collide, one will go under, and that's causing that trench right there, and it's also called the lithosphere. So some other things that I learned about the continental shelves is that that's where our beach usually is. That's where we walk on the beach in the sand and before we get into the water and things like that. And then the further and further we go into the ocean, it kind of starts to drop down. Like they said in the, like she said in the lecture, it's kind of like Finding Nemo, the drop off. And every time I hear that, I can't not think of Finding Nemo. So working our way in, it goes continental margin, deep ocean basin, and then the mid-ocean ridge. This yellow part right here is kind of acting as that mid-ocean ridge. And a little bit of the, I didn't have another color that would work. I probably could have mixed some things, but there would have also been the deep ocean basin. And another thing I learned from this whole entire lecture base was that I found interesting, fun fact-wise, was that 71% of the earth is actually water, and then 29% is land, and I did not know that before. I knew that there was more water on earth than there was land, but that ratio was a lot bigger than I expected it to be. So yeah, that's basically the basis of it. And that's most of the things that I got out of the lecture, so I hope you got something out of it as well.